Alright, what's up everybody? This is just going to be the quick eye tutorial. It's only 5 minutes long because I'm only doing the eyes. So first I'm going to actually go back and erase all the line work inside the, the retina of the eye, or whatever, the circle. And I'm not talking about the pupil, so if the retina is wrong, then you know what I mean. These two circles right here that you're looking at. I'm going to start a new layer. And I'm basically still going to go underneath the line work, even though I was erasing it, but now we're back to working underneath it. I'm going to put white down for the eye. I'm sure that's not a shocker. So, but it's definitely way too bright. I'm going to back out because when I'm drawing, I do keep in mind that I'm making tutorials, so you'll see, like, with the overall color scheme and stuff, like, whoa, laser eyes. So you take gray, and it's pretty much following the same principle as like when I was painting earlier and stuff, like how shadows fall. The shadow from her eyebrow, or the, where the eye socket's falling in and the eyebrow leaves the shadow down, it's going to actually make the top of the eyes a little bit darker than the bottom. So you'll gradient it down, just blend it a little bit. Here I was trying to bring the white back up by simply erasing the layer, because I have it on a separate layer, but I figured jacking it down to 22% would be enough to get it smooth. It wasn't. So and I figured out later, you really do got to put the opacity down low on the eraser to get it to go smooth. But I was able to, like, use my brush to get it the way I wanted after I erased it up high, and then I just feathered it down low again. So now you can see that we're zoomed out a little bit, and it's not nearly so bright. It kind of looks like it blends with the shadows we laid down earlier, and looks a little bit, a lot of bit better, in my opinion. So the next step is to start working on, like, the eye itself, or the retina, or whatever you'd like to call this. So where we're gonna have our color pretty much, and I'm going with an interesting color. You can obviously use whatever you want. I'm just going to play around. I was thinking something like an amber, almost like a real hot, sort of like fire and stuff, so that's what I'm going to roll with. You lay down your base color, and then you basically want to do like a dot in the center, and like, I don't think it's super complicated. Eyes are kind of simple. I like them. I think they're probably one of my funnest things to paint, but you really want to build up the layers, because that's what makes the eye, like, have the depth. And your eyes are usually going to be like the center of your piece. Like, the focal point is obviously going to be her face for this drawing, so you want this to look good. So you'll start off with the little circles in the middle, just to darken it up in the center. And I just keep building it up. You guys understand that from my earlier videos. So I just keep hitting it more than once, and it gets darker, and then I'm going to get a bigger brush and kind of just fan on top, so that I'm almost doing the same thing that I did with the white. I want the entire color of her eye to be darker on the top and lighter on the bottom, and then I'm just going to slowly get darker and darker kind of as I work towards the center. My brush was being weird, so I was testing it out. And it's kind of gonna, like, that's the effect of, like, your eye caving in. Like, I don't know if you've ever really looked at somebody's eye, but, like, the black part kind of, like, bends in, like a black hole or something. So, like, you don't want it to be just this super crisp, clean line for the pupil and stuff, because it actually kind of fades from where your eyes are sucking in light, basically. So the next part is, like, the little highlight on the bottom, to try and, like I said earlier with the gradient, we're gonna kind of gradually just make it more drastic. Plug your laptop in, Dustin. So, and I'm grabbing different colors too. Like, now you'll see I'm starting to grab almost like a yellow, and I told you from the beginning how I kind of have like a fiery thing in mind. So I'll just keep my things like kind of reddish and yellows and oranges and stuff. So I'm gonna add the gradient, and then I'll I'm using the cover pencil or whatever you have that's real thin, almost like what we use for line work, to go in and just add like a flare to the bottom, just to like show that it's grabbing light, and kind of keep it towards the center, and definitely like the same like angle as the circle of your eye. Sorry, I just could not figure out how to say that. Like the radius is the same, but not the same, obviously, because the diameter is going to be different. But like the angle of the radius, you want to be the same. The dot that I put, I also really recommend. Like I put the first white dot, obviously that's just pure white, but the second dot, I'll put big ones and then fade them out with just the opacity on the layer, and it really makes it look like a sphere. And like you know how eyes will sometimes have like glare coming in from more than one direction, so I think it just makes it look a little more realistic. So I hope this helps you guys out. That's how I do my eyes.